It started in a kitchen filled with tension, where laughter used to echo off the tiled walls. But now everything sounded like knives. My sister Vanessa stood across from me, red-faced, fists clenched, her voice a pitch higher than rage itself. "I told you not to touch my things," she screamed, shoving a chair aside. "I didn't," I protested, holding the glass of water I came for, the only thing I had touched. "I don't even go in your room. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video." That didn't stop her. She stormed across the kitchen, and before I could process anything, she slammed me against the fridge. Her elbow crushed into my ribs sharp and fast. I felt something crack. My knees buckled and I dropped the glass. It shattered, echoing my own disbelief. I gasped, holding my side, pain crawling up my spine like fire ants. "Mom!" I screamed. "She hurt me. Something's not right. I can't." But from the living room came a slow, lazy voice. "Oh, honey, not again." I looked toward the hallway, expecting concern. But Mom didn't even get off the couch. She didn't ask what happened, didn't look at my face, twisted in agony. Instead, she sighed and rolled her eyes like I was an inconvenience. "She didn't mean it. Don't be dramatic," Mom muttered, brushing popcorn crumbs off her lap. "And don't even think about calling the cops. That'll go on her record. She's still applying for jobs." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was 23 years old. I had been working part-time and studying, trying to get out of this toxic house. Vanessa was 25, unemployed, angry, and apparently above the law because she was the golden child. When I told them I thought my rib was broken, Mom laughed and said, "It's probably just bruised. Take a Tylenol and stop ruining the evening." I lay on my bed that night, wheezing with every breath, holding my phone. I wanted to call for help, but I didn't have health insurance thanks to being cut off at 18. I didn't have savings either because every cent I made had been borrowed, or rather stolen by Mom for groceries that always magically turned into Vanessa's eyelash extensions or weekend benders. The next morning, I woke up to find Vanessa in the kitchen again, humming, no apology, no guilt. She actually smirked when she saw me W's. "You always bruise like a peach," she chuckled, sipping orange juice I bought. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something in return, but I did neither. Instead, I sat quietly. I planned because I remembered something important. Vanessa had put me down my whole life, stolen friends, stolen birthday money, even told a college boyfriend I cheated just so she could have him. But now she had something to lose, a future she was desperately trying to build, and I had something better, proof. I limped to the bathroom, locked the door, and lifted my shirt. The bruising was already dark, yellow around the edges, red and purple in the center. I recorded everything, the bruises, the swelling, the way I gasped when I moved. I recorded Mom's voice from the night before, too. "Don't call the cops. It'll ruin her job hunt." I made backup files, emailed them to myself. I didn't know what I'd do with them yet, but something in me had snapped just like that rib. I wasn't going to protect her anymore. I wasn't going to keep quiet while they used me as the family punching bag, both literally and emotionally. They'd spent years building this narrative. Vanessa, the beautiful, misunderstood girl just trying to get her life together. Me, the burden, the overreactor, the drama queen. Not anymore. Not after what she did, and not after what I was about to do next. 3 days passed. I didn't say a word to Vanessa. I didn't sit at the dinner table. I didn't even flinch when Mom made her daily sarcastic remarks. "Still sulking, huh? Or Vanessa has a job interview tomorrow. Don't bring your drama into it." Every time they opened their mouths, they added fuel to a fire they had no idea was burning under their own feet. I went to the local urgent care on my own, walking with short, painful breaths. The doctor confirmed what I already suspected, a fractured rib. He raised an eyebrow when I told him I'd fallen, but I didn't need his pity. I just needed the documentation. I paid with a borrowed credit card, mine, maxed out for years because of the family emergencies my mom always needed help with. When I got home, Vanessa was bragging about her upcoming job interview. It was at a well-known publishing company downtown. "They're looking for someone fresh, someone authentic," she said, twirling her hair and smiling like she hadn't snapped a bone. In my body, I watched her, and I waited. The night before her interview, she left her laptop open on the dining table. I saw her resume, her references. One name caught my eye, Ms. Carmichael, her former professor, the one I knew she had publicly cursed out on Twitter 2 years ago for failing her final paper. I took a picture of the screen. I took a deep breath. Then I did what I never thought I'd do. I made a phone call to the company, to human resources, and I didn't lie, not once. I told them who I was. I told them what had happened. I sent the photos. I sent the voice clip of my mother saying, "Don't call the cops. It'll ruin her job hunt." I sent the medical report, and I ended it with this. "This is the kind of person you're considering representing your brand." I didn't hear back right away, but I knew they'd gotten the message. The next morning, Vanessa left the house wearing a new blazer and my stolen necklace, the one Grandma left me in her will, which Mom had said Vanessa should have. She'll wear it more. She returned home by noon. Her face looked like melting plastic, confused, hurt, furious. She threw her purse across the living room and screamed, "Someone sabotaged me." I stayed silent in the hallway, just listening. "They knew about everything," she cried. "They said they received an anonymous file accusing me of assault and fraud, that it came with evidence." Mom was horrified, not by what Vanessa had done, but that someone dared to expose it. "Who would do that to you, sweetie?" she asked, rubbing her back. Vanessa's eyes scanned the room, then landed on me. "You," she hissed. I tilted my head. Funny how the truth always comes back around, huh? That night, chaos erupted. Vanessa threw a plate. Mom screamed. I locked my door and smiled because the dominoes were just starting to fall. The next day, Vanessa got an email. She was permanently blacklisted from their hiring list. The HR team had also contacted her alma mater and submitted a complaint about the falsified resume. I knew she'd faked her internship hours, and I knew exactly how to prove it. Meanwhile, I started collecting every receipt, every bank transfer, every email where Mom had borrowed money. I sent it all to a legal aid nonprofit I found online. Turns out family theft is still theft and financial abuse. That's a whole case in itself. They offered to help me file charges. I didn't say a word to my parents that week, not until the day I left. I packed my bag, printed the medical report, and left a copy on the kitchen counter. With it, I placed the eviction notice. They didn't know yet, but I'd taken over the lease. Grandpa had put the house in my name years ago as backup. I was 18. He never trusted Mom with anything except excuses. And now the inheritance he left me, the one Mom claimed had mysteriously vanished, had been quietly accumulating in a trust. I used it to buy the house out from under them. When they got home and saw the envelope with my name on the letterhead, my parents looked confused, then furious, then scared. "You can't do this," Mom said, her voice trembling for the first time in years. "I just did," I replied. "Don't worry, I gave you 30 days. Vanessa tried to lunge at me again, but I didn't flinch, because this time I had everything I needed, and I wasn't scared anymore. 30 days passed faster than I expected. Vanessa spiraled. She tried applying for other jobs, but word had gotten around. HR departments talk, especially in her industry. Apparently, nobody wanted a candidate associated with assault, false references, and parental cover-ups. Every time she opened her email and found another rejection, she'd scream, cry, threaten to sue me. But she didn't, because deep down she knew it was all true. Mom and Dad tried guilt. First, it was the silent treatment. Then came the gaslighting. "You've always been dramatic. She didn't mean to hurt you. She just snapped. She was going through something." But not once did they say the words I needed to hear. "We're sorry." Instead, Dad muttered, "This house was never meant to be yours anyway." To which I smiled and replied, "Funny, the paperwork says otherwise." Vanessa had nowhere to go. And yet, instead of being humble, she stormed into my room the week before the move-out deadline, acting like I owed her a fresh start. "You're ruining everything for me," she snapped. "You're so obsessed with being the victim. You forgot how to be a sister." I stood calmly. Being your sister has meant bruises, silence, and pretending you're normal when you're not. I didn't forget how to be one. I just chose not to be abused for it anymore. She threw her coffee mug. It shattered inches from my face. I didn't flinch. I picked up the phone and said one word, "Police." She screamed again, but I didn't hear the words, only the panic. The truth was, this wasn't just about the fight. This wasn't just about the rib. This was years. Years of being the backup, the afterthought, the one who got blamed when the TV broke, when the phone bill wasn't paid, when money went missing. This was the story of my life. And for the first time, I was writing the ending. The cops came. Vanessa locked herself in the bathroom crying. Mom begged me to make it disappear. "This will destroy her future," she pleaded. "You should have thought about her future the day you left while I couldn't breathe." They were given one final extension, 48 hours. The day they left, they didn't even say goodbye. Vanessa stomped out with 2 garbage bags full of clothes and Mom's screams behind her. Dad didn't look at me. He looked at the floor like he couldn't bear to face the daughter he'd spent years ignoring. Once the house was silent, I stood in the middle of the hallway and listened to the quiet. No slammed doors, no sneers, no Vanessa pretending she was untouchable. No Mom playing referee with a loaded bias. Just peace. A week later, I started renovations, painted over the holes, got rid of the old furniture, scrubbed away the memories. Then I did something bold. I turned Vanessa's old room into an art studio, the one thing I was always told would never pay bills. And then I opened my inbox and finally responded to the offer I had turned down months ago. The full scholarship from the university I deferred. They wanted me back. And I went, not with baggage, but with freedom. Months passed. My art picked up online. I started freelancing for companies Vanessa had once begged to interview with. My professors championed me. My voice came back slowly. Then all at once. One day, I received an anonymous message on LinkedIn. "Did you really ruin your sister's life just to get into school?" I smiled and typed back. I rebuilt my own. She just got caught in the debris of what she destroyed. Then I logged off. The last I heard, Vanessa was living with a friend 2 cities over, bouncing from job to job. My parents had moved in with an aunt who wasn't as blind to their manipulations. And every holiday, I spent it with people who actually asked me how I was doing, who knew how to love without bruising. And on my graduation day, the second time around, I didn't invite my family, but I did wear the necklace Grandma left me, and I whispered as I stepped onto the stage, "This one's for every time I was told to stay quiet." The applause wasn't thunderous. It didn't need to be because this time I was the one holding the pen, and the ending, it was finally mine. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.